Family, before coming onto Carnival Legend, I'm going to let you know what to expect. Let's first start off with the ship. It was refurbished in May of 2024. Please do not think that refurbishment means a gut job. They painted, they reupholstered, they changed some things, they refreshed some areas, but it does not mean that the whole ship will look new. When Carnival does that, they will literally change the name of the ship because it's almost like it's a brand new ship. And so they introduced new areas like a chef tables area, a place dedicated to the chef table. Instead of it being 2 levels for the club, now it's 1 level because they wanted to introduce more ADA accessible rooms. They rebranded the steakhouse to become the Fahrenheit 555 steakhouse. They added a mini golf course. They added a movie screen on the Lido deck. They rebranded the spa to become the Cloud Spa 9. They refreshed the retail areas. And so they did things of this nature. But please know, when you look at the atrium and when you look at other places, it looks like it's aged. It is a smaller ship. It's not a big ship. So if you're used to those big ships like Mardi Gras and Celebration, you will be disappointed. I just wanted to let you know what to expect. Can you do me a favor before I go on? Can you like, comment, and subscribe? Click on the notification bell to be informed of future posts. It will greatly help my channel. And for those returning subscribers, thank you so much for supporting the way that you do. Next, let's talk about the food. The free items first, and then we'll go into the specialty restaurants. First, we have the dining room. I've said it before in other videos. The dining room just could be hit and miss. And it was the same here on this ship. I came with 2 individuals, and some things they had, the food was not hot. It wasn't cold, but it wasn't hot to their liking. Some things they just didn't care for. And so it was just hit and miss on this cruise ship. When it came to the buffet, now I enjoyed the buffet. I had the buffet at least once for dinner. And so I enjoyed the buffet actually. I didn't feel like I had any issues with the buffet. And in the buffet area, they have what they call, this is a paid item now, the seafood corner. So if you know about Carnival, on other ships, they call it the seafood shack. I am not really sure why they call it the seafood corner on this ship. And so there you can find things such as fish and chips and clam chowder, and you purchase it at an a la carte price. Whatever the prices are, you purchase it a la carte. And so continuing on with the free items, you have your Guy's Burger. And so on this ship, unfortunately, my friends had it, and there were times where they said it did not have enough salt, it did not have flavor. And then other times they had it, they said, okay, now it was good. So I'm not sure what happened there. When I had it, I thought it was good, but it just kind of shows some inconsistency. There's the Blue Iguana. You can get your tacos, you can get your burritos. And so that's here as well. Now let's talk about the specialty restaurants. There are not a lot of specialty restaurants on this ship. I do not consider the chef table like a specialty restaurant. I think of it as a food experience or elevated food experience. If you consider it as a restaurant, then they have that on this ship. They have Fahrenheit 555, which I went to, and I did enjoy the food that I had. And they also have bonsai sushi. That's really it. So if you are used to a bigger ship that has more options, they do not have a lot of options on this ship. And I enjoyed the food at Bonsai Sushi. So I enjoyed the food at the specialty restaurants. I did not go to chef's table. Next, let's talk about entertainment. No one does entertainment to me like Carnival. They first start off with the sail away party. The first day, they have the welcome aboard show. They have several playlist production shows during this cruise. They also have like specific playlist productions based upon where we are. And so, for example, they had one playlist production called The Brits. They had different deck parties. So they had such as the 80s party, they had a Motown party, they had a silent white party in the club, which I thought was great. It was so good. And so they had different deck parties throughout the cruise. They had one to celebrate the 4th of July. So you were supposed to dress up in your red, white, and blue if you had it. And so they entertained. So one of the things I say is, if anything else, Carnival is going to entertain. They also had, individuals like playing the violins, a trio of women that were playing the violins. They also had a duet of people singing and playing guitar. And so they had different entertainment. They had a band which was phenomenal called the Mashup also. And so they had different singers, playlist production, deck parties. And so they had so much for you to do. I don't think that you could have gone bored on this ship, or when you come on the ship, you will be bored. There's a lot for you to do. And now there's a movie theater. So if you want to just chill and be on the Lido deck and check out the movie, you can do so. And so the benefit of this cruise is that they can have a lot of items on the Lido deck midship because there was a roof. And so whereas I have been on ships where it was open air, they had to cancel some parties or bring it down into the atrium because it was rainy, it was bad weather, it was too windy, whatever it is. The benefit here is that because it is covered, they can go ahead and do all of the entertainment that they have planned to do so on the Lido deck. And so you never have to feel like, oh man, it was canceled because of the fact of the weather. So what are my final thoughts about Carnival Legend? Would I sail on this ship again? I gave you the good, the bad, the indifferent. Would I sail on this ship again? So one of the benefits of a smaller ship is this: you don't have to take forever to get somewhere. You've ever been on a bigger ship and then it seems like, oh my God, you have to be rushing sometimes to get to another part of the ship because it's just so massive. You want to be able to get to that production show. You want to be able to get to that seat. I felt like because it was smaller, even though I'm used to also these bigger ships, it was so great to be able to say like, yeah, I don't have to take a half an hour, 20 minutes or whatever it is between waiting on elevators or what have you to be able to get to another part of the ship. I thought because this ship is smaller, many of the bigger ships also, you have to realize the bigger the ship, you will not be able to get into some of these smaller ports. And so it's beneficial sometimes to be able to get onto these ships if you like to do something different. Not the same thing. Some of these big ships, they're only going to be able to go to some of these same ports over and over again, like in the Caribbean. But if you want to be able to experience something different, you have to do one of these ships. And because of that, I would come on this ship again because I want to begin to experience different things that I've never experienced before. And this was a cruise. It was a bucket list. None of the places I've been to before. It was the first time I've ever been in London. And so sometimes, even though there were some things that were not the best, the fact of the experience that I had going to all of the different places, please check out those vlogs. It's so much that I've showed you, the wealth of experience, I just loved this cruise, this itinerary. And so if the itinerary is right, if it was, say for example, it was in the Caribbean, it would not be a ship I would go on. Here in Europe, if the itinerary is right and is going to the places that I want to go to, I would come on this ship again. I definitely would. And so thank you for coming along and watching this video. Until next time, happy travels.